Well, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 119 of Impact Makers. Dustin, I'm going to ask you a question that I know the answer to, but I think it's helpful for the listeners to kind of dive in and hear our thoughts on it. And so the question is, how does lean help with technology? Because I'm asking that question because we know that we help a lot with technology vendors behind the scenes in the sense of how firms end up using a tool that they just went with or they've been using for a while, but I don't necessarily think that people fully grasp the benefit of using the lean methodology when it comes to technology. So I just wanted to ask you that question. Does lean help with technology, Dustin?
So yeah, we're teeing ourselves up here, right? A little bit, but it's because in the last couple of days we've had a handful of conversations with clients, with technology vendors, lots of examples of how technology was adoption and usage was accelerated because the firm and the working group addressed the change management and process principles that were needed to allow for better adoption of the technology. And let's just go right at it. I mean, to accounting today, another tax AI workflow, right? And so it, there's I think we're approaching at least 10 now, right, that are out there. A
Mm-hmm.
ton of noise in the market. Firms have got to cut through the noise, the shininess, all that. And we've said it over and over and over. If you watch any of these episodes, we say this all the time, but sometimes you gotta say something 30 times for it to settle in, right? Um, you, all the shininess that's great, but what do you want it to do for you? What do you want it to do for your clients? You have to address that, and then you have to address the change management component. I'm not going to name a name, but I was going to give an example from a client, follow-up session yesterday. Major workflow practice management system that this firm was struggling with adoption and using. They made a change a couple years ago, almost ready to shelf it. We do a lean project last year, help them integrate the process into utilizing it more. And this year it was one of their top 3 changes that they had happen. And they don't see how they go forward without it now. The technology vendor didn't solve that for them. Other IT consultants didn't solve that for them. It was the lean methodology and addressing the change management part of it that allowed for better adoption and optimization using that product. And so, we wish we could get this message out more. I don't know if it's firms being short-sighted, if they've already made a large investment, they don't want to make more, whatever it is. But you can't just address the technology without addressing the process and the change management. They all have to be connected. And so we get passionate about this,
Yep.
but we've literally had 5 conversations in the last 2 days that are all pointing to this same thought. So we said, let's do this for our session today.
Yep. So there you have it. Lean is your methodology for both process improvement and change management.